Welcome back, guys, to another movie review. Today we are going to be talking about Dune! Dune is directed by Denis Villeneuve. You might recognize him as a director from films like Incendie, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, Sicario, Prisoners, Enemy. So many great films that Denis Villeneuve has directed thus far. And not just on the direction side of things, we have a huge cast in this film. If you didn't already know, it does star Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, Oscar Isaac, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, and that's not even like everybody. Rebecca Ferguson. Basically, this cast is freaking crazy. It's freaking nuts. This is the part 1 based upon the 1965 famous, well-known sci-fi novel called Dune, otherwise known as the inspiration for many modern sci-fi movies, including Star Wars. This ended up being one of the most anticipated films of the year, if not just for me, but for everybody, because originally it was supposed to come out in 2020, but it ended up getting to be pushed back because of the pandemic. Finally, I went to go see it in IMAX. Was it worth the wait? And yes, it was. It was a fantastic experience and really reminds you why we go to the cinema, to be transported to another universe, to discover new and interesting stories, fantastical or not. I am not as familiar with the book, however, I have heard that it is faithful to the book from fans. For me personally, as a cinephile and an avid fan of Denis Villeneuve, this was an awe-inducing experience. The cinematography for this film was fantastic. It was utterly gorgeous to look at, even though I do wish Roger Deakins could have been a part of this project. However, Denis and his cinematographer really understood how to bring scope, bring scale, and make things feel immense.
Atreides! Atreides! Atreides!
I learned about Denis Villeneuve while watching videos and doing some research about Dune, that he read the book when he was around 13. It really shows that he is deeply passionate about the source material. He puts so much attention to detail, from the costume design to the production design. It is amazing. Denis has really honed in his craft to create a visual masterpiece and leave you wanting to learn more and spend more time in this world and understand more about its lore and its deep history. As I mentioned before, this film has a fantastic cast. There are definitely some standouts, but the focus really is on Timothée and Rebecca Ferguson. We really see the mother and son kind of relationship, and we focus quite a lot on that. However, everyone's given at least a little bit of time to shine, and we're given just enough time to spend with each character to really get us interested and to care about them. I do personally wish we would have spent more time with characters like Oscar Isaac's character, Josh Brolin's character, and even Jason Momoa's character. I'm sure we will get more time with many of the characters moving forward in part 2. If you are a healthy individual who can go to the cinema and has a little bit of additional spending to do so and has been vaccinated, please go to the cinema to see this. The sound design is fantastic, and Hans Zimmer's score here is a big winner. It is goosebump inducing in the cinema. It will not be the same experience at home, I can promise you that. Go see it on the biggest screen with the best sound possible, and it will create a truly, deeply cinematic, core-shaking experience that you can't achieve at home watching it on HBO Max with your $100 sound bar, unless you have a private home theater that's worth a couple $100,000. The visual effects are second to none. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're blended perfectly with practical effects in order to make everything very real. The story is really intriguing. The world building is incredible. However, this is not a complete story. This is meant to be a multi-film experience, and Denis has specifically stated that, and it recently did get greenlit, so we will get the second part. However, now it does feel a little incomplete. It does leave you kind of wishing that you could see the second part right away, which I think will be a rewarding experience once we'll be able to see the two films back to back. I believe that Denis achieved his vision with this film, but just as I've mentioned before, it's a part one, so that's what you should go in expecting. Nonetheless, it is an utter cinematic masterpiece, being massive in scale on a technical and visual way, but as well as the drama and the stakes, dealing with some deeper themes like colonialism, greed, power, and much, much more. It effectively sets the stage for Villeneuve, the cast, and the crew to come back together and knock out the rest of this story. We've reached the end of the review, the part where I'm supposed to rate the movie from a subjective opinion that I've generated here. However, this film is very difficult to rate for me because, on one hand, it is an incomplete story, and we need to see the rest of it. We need to see part two. The cast, the crew, and Villeneuve brought their A game with everything. They've made an amazing experience at the theaters. If you've yet to see it, go see it. I'm making a strong recommendation to go see it at the cinema. However, if your circumstances don't permit, you can see it on HBO Max at home. But if you can, just seriously, please go. I might just be high on spice, which I've heard people say, but honestly, I do feel high on spice because this film has not left my mind since I've seen it. So because of that, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Let me know what you thought about Dune, and also, if you do like the video, like, subscribe, and go ahead and share, because sharing is caring. Otherwise, I will go ahead and see you guys in the next review.